Hey, good evening, Facebook family. This is Dorielle Inez Larrier of Learntogrowu, Larry's Education and Resource Network, where I plant seeds to help you grow. Tonight, I have a special, amazing opportunity. I'm going to do my first unboxing, or maybe we should call this unpackaging. Thank you. I have the pleasure of having a person who introduced this book to me just a few days ago when I was in Florida, and I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to actually get him on the live line to chat with me. So I'm going to make a request. I need for Troy, I know you're watching. Troy, I need for you to switch to your camera, not your desktop. Maybe that will allow you to join the live. So if you can, use your cell phone. Hey, Lee. Your cell phone instead of your computer. Maybe that'll allow you to join the live, okay? So I'm really trying to wait to unpackage this book. Let me give a little history. So Zora Neale Hurston is the author. She wrote the book, Their Eyes Were Watching God. And even though she has been gone for a while, hey Sharon, even though she's been gone for a while, she's been deceased for a while. Oh, jeez. She has a new book that's out. That is totally not my lane. I don't know how they publish books like way after a person has passed away. But what I know about the book is that it wasn't published at the time that it was written because the vernacular was vernacular. And apparently it was not acceptable for the text to be published because there were a lot of colloquialisms in them, if you get what I mean. But Troy can totally explain it better, but he doesn't have Facebook. Okay, so I am going to think very quickly, which is what people who are like news correspondents do and live journalists do. I am going to wait, but not long. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to work out the technical difficulties here. You can chime in via text. Okay, so do you all see that Troy is going to chime in via text? But it really, really would be great to have you on this with me. So I'm really sad. All right, here we go. So I went to Zora Neale Hurston's museum in Eatonville, Florida, the first African-American community to be established in the United States. I was there last week for a little historical stop during my vacay. Troy Johnson was there, and so we went together and to have this interview about her book, which I have now, Baricoon. So here we go. Can I have a drum roll, please? Leroy, I know you can give me a really great drum roll. So yes, this is Troy Johnson. Yay! And I actually met him at the Harlem Book Fair. What did we say, like 10 years ago? Something like that. And he was doing a talk about, I think, literature or social media and books. And so because social media, we were still like in MySpace world at that time. So we had a really, really great conversation about, so Troy, Sharon is the person who brought me to the Harlem Book Fair where you were at. And she actually left me and like went somewhere else. That's right, Sharon, I'm throwing you under the bus. But had she not left me, I would not have come in contact with you. And then here we go, 10 years later, right? So drum roll, please. I know. Hey, Haley. Thank you. Thank you for my roll. Now I know what that is. Cool. Did I just open this thing? Oh, here we go. Look. I know it's backwards. So, Baricoon by Zora Neale Hurston. So, is the story of the last black cargo. Hey! So you guys can actually share this video out. Went to another booth. Yes, I know you went to another booth. Oh. Okay, so it is edited by Deborah G. Plant. The forward is by Alice Walker. Nice. They even included a book. Yes, I got a bookmark too. So, and right, she is the author of Their Eyes Were Watching God. So I got a, oh, it's actually not a bookmark. It's a button. So, I'm going to put my button on. I have been pinned. Hey, Khadijah. So, right? So what I'll do is, has anyone heard of this book besides Troy, who introduced me to the book? If you haven't heard of the book, drop a 0. If you have heard of the book, drop a 1. If you've heard of the book and even, oh, thank you. If you've heard of the book and even picked up the book or are considering picking up the book, drop a 2. So 0, what are you talking about? A 1, you heard of the book. A 2, you either have it or you're planning on picking it up. Okay, great. So I think the best thing for me to do is maybe to read just the introduction. I have a couple of seconds. Oh, so I'm sure y'all know this, that she wrote other titles. Jonah's Gourd Vine, Their Eyes Are Watching God, which is what we most know her by. Moses, Man of the Mountain. Seraph on the Suwannee. Mules and Men, Tell My Horse, and Dust Tracks on a Road. Okay. Oh, so Sharon, you have the book? Excellent. Khadijah, you have the book? Excellent. Troy, okay, so even better. Alice Walker will be at the National Book Club Conference in August. Fabulous. Okay. Ooh, gosh. Do you guys do that? Do you guys like smell the pages of the book? So there's nothing that like warms my heart more than a new book and then like doing like this. Don't tell me y'all don't do that. You just don't do it on live stream. So yes, you can purchase the book here. If you click the link that's down below that Troy has just posted, you can purchase your own book. So I'm just going to read the foreword. I'll read the foreword. Is that okay? I'm a very good reader. Okay, so from the author of the classic Their Eyes Were Watching God comes a landmark publication, a never before published work of the American experience. So, give me a moment. Oh, it's also an AALBC bestseller. Read the quote on the back too. Hey, folks who are doing your social media, glad to see you. So you said read the quote on the back? What quote on the back? Wait a minute. Troy, you mean this? The end note? Is that what you want me to read? Let me know. Because there's no, oh, well, it says one of the greatest writers of our time, and that was by Toni Morrison. Okay, so here we go. So in 1927, Zora Neale Hurston traveled to Plateau, Alabama to visit 86-year-old Cudjoe Lewis, a survivor. Got it. A survivor of the Clotilda, the last slaver known to have made the transatlantic journey. Illegally brought to the United States, Cudjoe was enslaved 50 years after the slave trade was outlawed. At the time, Cudjoe was the only person alive who could recount this integral part of the nation's history. As a cultural anthropologist, Hurston was eager to hear about these experiences firsthand, but the reticent elder didn't always speak when she came to visit. Sometimes he would tend his garden, repair his fence, or appear lost in his thoughts. Hurston persisted, though, and during an intense 3-month period, she and Cudjoe communed over her gifts of peaches and watermelon, and gradually Cudjoe, a poetic storyteller, began to share heart-rending memories of his childhood in Africa, the attack by female warriors who slaughtered his townspeople, the horrors of being captured and held in the Baricoons of Ouida for selection by American traders, the harrowing ordeal of the Middle Passage aboard the Clotilda as cargo with more than 100 other souls, the years he spent in slavery until the end of the Civil War, and finally his role in the founding of Africa Town. Baricoon employs Hurston's skills as both an anthropologist and a writer, and brings to life Cudjoe's singular voice in his vernacular in a poignant, powerful tribute to the disremembered and the unaccounted. This profound work is an invaluable contribution to our history and culture. So, this is, can I just say that I have not seen a book. Those of you who are really, really like book people, I have not seen a book. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this detail. Can you see that? I don't know what they call this pagination or this layout or layering, whatever they call it. But I love to see books that have this sort of frayed edge. It speaks to like another time. You know what I mean? Like it's not something, applause, thank you, I love you. It's not something that's very smooth. That had dreckled at, ooh. We all learned a new word, didn't we? A dreckled edge. Right. So it's not smooth like that, right? It is dreckled. So let's all use the word dreckled edge. Y'all gonna sound really smart when you use the word dreckled edge in your next conversation. So, thank you, Troy. And I just love the smell. You can't get that with live stream. You can't get that on Instagram. You can't get it on Facebook Live. Only by holding an actual book. Okay, so the other thing that really is impressive is, and this is just like, I don't know how to say it, but it's about the publishing of the work. So these pages are really, really thick, which says to me if I wanted to highlight this work or write notes in the margins, I would have to use pencil. Now, I don't know what you call that, like that type of talk about the actual pages of the book or what whatever, whoever does that. I don't know. But I know I would have to find a very, very special highlighter to do this. Wait a minute. Wow. Okay, so this text, let me share something with you. So just take a look at the text, right? All of this is the actual text. This is the afterword and like references. So this is the afterword and additional materials edited by Deborah Plant. Speaking of which, I'm sort of breaking this text down. So it looks like information about Cudjoe's story, plagiarism, or information about plagiarism, documentation of sources, historic documents, conversation about the Ma'afa. Excellent. Glad that we're talking about the Ma'afa. Those of you who don't understand what the Ma'afa is, just look it up and then come to Brooklyn. You know what I'm talking about if you're from Brooklyn. Fun fact, Questlove is a descendant of Africa Town. Thank you, Troy. Troy, I really, really think that we should have tried to really do this. Africa Town, right? So, Questlove is a descendant of Africa Town, and I just turned to the part where this discussion of what Africa Town is and where it is. Okay, so there's a whole big section on the acknowledgments, and then founders and original residents of Africa Town. Check this out. Okay, I know you can't read that, but so there's like a chart, and it's the African name, the American name, and then the origin. So you'll have, hey, my other son. There are, let's say a person's name could be, the African name is Poli or Kupoli, but the American name is Allen or Polion, but the origin is Yoruba. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then there's a glossary. Whoa, this glossary is huge. There's a lot of citations. I love texts like this. Of course, when I was younger, I didn't have the stomach, didn't have the headspace to have that anthropological view of stories, of narratives. But now that I'm older, and now that I have an interesting love and appreciation for history. Hey, good evening. Thank you, Noreen. And she clapped back to you. Now that I have this world view and this global perspective on people and their story, it is more desirable for me to sort of connect the dots. So I really, really am looking forward to getting into this text. Oh, good. Excellent. So they have a reenactment of the Ma'afa in your area as well. Excellent. So if you have not heard of this before, I strongly encourage you to go back, scroll through the comments, go onto Troy Johnson's webpage, which is AALBC, the African American Literary Book Club, and find this book. He has actually put the actual link to this particular book in the comments. It is a hardcover book, well worth it. If you do not have literature like this in your library, you should. Yes, I can get all the information on my phone. I can Wikipedia it, but you all know that Wikipedia can be edited. So Troy actually taught me how one day it could be there and the next day it could be gone. Okay, let me see. Our newly resurrected online book club will be reading Baricoon in September. I'll be giving away a copy too. So for those of you, thank you very much for reminding me that. For those of you who are interested in book clubs, if you've never participated in a book club before, you can actually, from the quiet of your own home, sitting in your own PJs, feet on the coffee table, sipping your tea or whatever type of tea that you like to sip, and reading your own copy of Baricoon, and then participating in an online book club, I guess, group. So Troy, if you would be so kind, can you please drop the link to the online book club if it is available? If not, I need everybody right now, pause, or as soon as you finish this conversation with me and Troy digitally, hop over to AALBC.com, AALBC.com, the African American Literary Book Club.com, and click the link, look for the book club link, and then you could be on, I guess the notifications will come to you when that book club will begin, and we could all be reading Baricoon together. So I will do the best that I can not to read it because I would like to participate in this book club. But y'all already know me. I'm going to have stuff to say. So if this book club has an opportunity for, and Troy, if it doesn't, by the time you and I get done, it will have to have some sort of a feed where people can sort of drop comments, not just typing, but I'm going to need to be able to drop some live stream comments. I'm just saying. So that be that. So any questions? Do we have any questions from people about Baricoon, about Zora Neale Hurston? Of course, Troy will actually have to answer those questions. Book club, the desire to have book clubs? Do you guys not want to have book clubs? Like, what's happening? I need to know. So I'm going to give you just about a couple of seconds. So let me just ask the people who are still on, if you're interested in purchasing this book, drop a Y for yes. A Y for yes. If you kind of want to be like, oh wait, here's the thing. Don't get it from Amazon. Get it from AALBC. Why? Because then you keep more of the money in the family. Simply put. Okay? All right. So if there are no questions, Troy, would you like to end with anything? The URL for the club is, oh, wonderful. So Troy says that the URL for the club is aalbc.com/TC. The content there will be updated shortly. Fabulous. And he is providing us with a reading list. Excellent. That's fabulous as well. So if there are no other questions, I'm going to sign off. Once again, if you're just coming in, this was Dorielle Larrier of Larrier's Education of Learntogrowu, Larrier's Educational Resource Network, presenting Baricoon, the latest publication, the latest book written by Zora Neale Hurston. I was in Eatonville, Florida a couple of days ago with Troy Johnson. We went to visit her home. If you look back up in my feed, you will see the video on my feed of Troy and I at the museum. We did like a little walkthrough of the museum. You're welcome, Troy. We also visited her house. We were only able to go to the outside because it is closed up, but finally we had like a sit down and we had like a longer conversation. So all three of those videos are available on my feed. I'm actually still trying to just transfer them to my YouTube channel. So peace and blessings. Have a great day. Have a great day. This is once again Dorielle Larrier of Learntogrowu, and I really, really enjoyed this conversation and hope to see you all on later broadcasts and also in September when we will read Baricoon. Peace and blessings.